The sun was slowly setting beyond the hills of Galilee. Golden light covered the sea as thousands of people gathered around Jesus Christ to hear him teach. All day long, Jesus spoke about faith, love, forgiveness, and the kingdom of God. The crowd listened carefully to every word. Some people came for healing, some came searching for hope, and others simply wanted to see the miracles they had heard about. As evening arrived, Jesus looked at his disciples and gently said, "Let us cross to the other side of the sea." The disciples immediately prepared the fishing boat. Many of them were fishermen who knew the waters of the Sea of Galilee very well. They believed the journey would be simple and peaceful. Jesus stepped into the boat, and slowly they sailed away from the shore. The night air felt cool and calm. The water shimmered beneath the moonlight. Soft waves touched the sides of the boat as the disciples relaxed after a long day. Some of them talked quietly about the miracles they had witnessed. Others watched the stars above the sea. Meanwhile, Jesus Christ rested peacefully at the back of the boat and soon fell asleep. But suddenly, the peaceful sky changed. Dark clouds gathered rapidly above them. A powerful wind swept across the sea without warning. The calm water turned violent. Huge waves crashed against the small boat. The disciples grabbed the ropes tightly as the storm grew stronger and stronger. Thunder roared across the heavens while lightning flashed through the darkness. Water poured into the boat faster than they could remove it. Fear filled their hearts. Even the experienced fishermen among them became terrified because the storm was unlike anything they had seen before. The boat shook violently from side to side as if it might break apart at any moment. One disciple shouted, "We cannot survive this!" Another cried, "The boat is sinking!" Yet through all the chaos, Jesus was still sleeping peacefully. The disciples could not understand how he remained calm while the storm threatened their lives. Finally, they rushed toward him desperately. They shook him awake and cried out, "Master! Master! Save us! We are going to drown!" Jesus slowly opened his eyes. He stood up in the middle of the storm while fierce winds blew around him. His clothes moved with the wind, yet his face remained calm and fearless. Then he looked at the frightened disciples and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Where is your faith?" The disciples stood silent. They had seen Jesus heal the sick. They had seen him give sight to the blind. They had seen miracles with their own eyes. But in this terrifying moment, fear had become greater than their faith. Then Jesus turned toward the raging sea. The wind screamed loudly. The waves rose higher. Thunder shook the sky. And with divine authority, Jesus raised his hand and spoke just 3 powerful words. "Peace, be still." At that exact moment, the storm stopped. The violent wind disappeared instantly. The giant waves became calm. The dark waters turned smooth like glass beneath the moonlight. Everything became completely silent. Only the gentle sound of water touching the boat remained. The disciples stood frozen in shock and amazement. Their hearts pounded as they looked at Jesus with wonder. Moments earlier, nature itself had seemed uncontrollable. Yet with only his voice, Jesus commanded the wind and the sea, and they obeyed him immediately. The disciples whispered to one another in awe. "Who is this man? Even the wind and the waves obey him." That night, they understood something deeper than ever before. Jesus Christ was not only a teacher. He was not only a prophet. He carried the authority and power of heaven itself, and even the forces of nature bowed before him. Meaning of the story:
This miracle teaches that faith is stronger than fear. Life sometimes feels like a violent storm. Problems, pain, fear, sadness, and uncertainty can shake our hearts just like the waves shook the disciples' boat. But this story reminds us that when Jesus is with us, we are never alone in the storm. Even when everything feels out of control, God still has power over every situation. One word from Him can bring peace to the darkest moment.
If Jesus can calm the sea with His voice, He can calm the storm inside your heart too. Believe, have faith, never lose hope. Subscribe for more powerful Bible stories and Christian inspiration.